Hello YouTube fans, here again. And I thought I'd review this one, that being the Unhinged. That's right, the Unhinged. So it came out in 1982 and it was a video nasty. And I'm not sure whether it got banned in the UK, but I do know it's a hard one to see, even though you can actually find it on YouTube. But I'm not sure you still can, but I do remember seeing it in its uncut form. And yep, it was in the golden days of the video nasty. There was that golden era, you could say it was similar to The Last House on the Left and Texas Chainsaw and all that. But the Onions, I didn't mind it for what it was. I didn't mind it as what it was. I do know it's a hard film to see. It's similar to like, Emery, Perfect Eight, or Serial Killer and all that. But I didn't mind it for what it was. So we're going to go with the Onions. Basically, it's about these young girls. They're going to go to a concert. It's a bit similar to Last House. But the car breaks down. They're stuck in the middle of nowhere. And they find this house in the middle of nowhere. Similarity. And you've got this sort of like woman, say middle age. She's living with her mum, so you could say a little bit of cycle there. These other elderly sort of ladies, and they say, stay the night, you're safe here, stay the night, we'll get your car sorted, blah, 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 and so on. Long behold, they all get bunked off one by one. Now, at first, the film's a bit of a slow burn. A lot of this, lot of this, lot of this. But as the film goes on, it definitely you see why the film is called The Unhinged. So your first kill, well, before that, there's a bit with the shower scene. You've got the cycle, the eyeball PP, what's on them shower. You've got a bit of perfect. That's what happens in the film. You got this weird heavy breathing, and you do get a lot of cheapy music in this. It's all done on keyboard and MFIs, and that sort of technology on the keyboard, electrical music, and all that. And it definitely goes with the films. And I wanted to store. I give them dilute because they definitely did a really good cheapy store. Now the first kill is definitely a brutal kill. There's a girl, she's in bed, she's fast asleep, you've got an axe, and you kind of think you've seen it done loads of times. The axe goes down, you've got red line going on the wall, you're not going to see it. You're going to see probably tomato soap or red line, supposed to be blood, it's in the wall, you see it that many times, but no. I dilute the film, you do actually see the axe going in the forehead. She's lying in bed, she's fast asleep, boom, axe in the forehead. Okay, you can see it's a fucking dummy and all that, but I mean, it was a good effect. Axe in the forehead, no fucking about. I never saw that coming, and that definitely was like, wow, that's definitely the highlight of the film. It was also paid in the original theatrical trailer. So you do see the axe going into the forehead. So I dilute the film for that. It definitely was ballsy in that sense. You got a few other good decent kills. And there's one kill that's also tight remembered. This dude's getting chased. It's outside the field. She tumbles across the killer. You don't see the killer. Very similar to Friday the 13th, the PV shot and all that. It's got this like, them braid things that you used to cut buses with. Well, the killer's got that. And she gets sliced about and she falls on the floor, dead, brown bread. And again, you got a lot of other good decent kills. And you got the girl, and all the way through the film, the girl assumes it's this guy, you think it's a gardener, and so on. And she's just assuming it's him all the way through the fucking film. If you've never seen The Onions, it's a hard one to see. Again, it's been banned, and again, it was a video nasty in the video nasty era. So I'm going to spoil it. So you've been warned, like I always do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've been warned. So the girl gets to die. She assumes it's the killer. She kills him in self-defense. Well, it's self-defense, but it's not really. The woman comes in, who is the middle-aged woman who let them all in, seemed all nice and everything. You think is going to be the survivor. Now, normally I don't like these type of endings, but in this one, it's definitely a twist of an ending because it sounds like a woman and suddenly she has a man's voice. Why did you kill him? He was only trying to be your friend. He had nothing to do with it. and it really does have a man's voice. That's what you'd assume that this middle-aged woman isn't a middle-aged woman. It's me. Well, not me. It's a fella. Bit of psycho there. It's a fella. Dressed up as a woman, trying to pretend to be a woman. You look, you assume it's a woman. It's not. It's a fella dressed as a woman. A double sock. You think it's going to be a happy ending. You think the woman's going to suddenly kill, die, and so on. No, it doesn't happen that way. Gets the hammer. It's the woman. It's the girl. So on the head, the fella that is. It's the girl again. Keeps hitting her. Keeps stabbing her. Stab, 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 stab. Kills the girl. So no survivors. Start of a downbeat ending. So I'll just spoil it. But what a fucking twist of an ending. Normally I hate it when it has a downbeat ending. I normally despise it when it has a shitty downbeat ending. But on this occasion it preserved it. It was like a downbeat ending, but what a twist of an ending. You think it was a woman, a middle-aged woman, all the way through the film. You think it was like the dad and her doing the murders, and that was not the case. It was her, well, him, I should say. And to cop it all, I just said it, a fella. It was a fucking fella, as a woman, who did all the murders. The mother's out upstairs. You got a boyfriend? And no, she hasn't. Well, I should say, it got confused there. Talks like a fella, and it ends like that. It definitely was a shock of a film, and like I say, it became one of the video nasties. It's definitely adore it. It's definitely fine. And like I say, I do like the music. It does have a lot of cheapy music. You know, it's all done on keyboard, MFI, or I can't pronounce the word right. You know, that electrical type of music, and it definitely goes. Like I said, the axe on the head with the dirt on the bed. I never saw that coming. Back in the day, there was a teaser saying, "Oh, you think the axe is going to go in and it cuts the Unhinged." But in the film, you do see it. The axe in the head, no fucking about. Definitely didn't fuck around there. Never saw that coming. There's definitely a lot of dirty deaths in it. The ending is a hell of a surprise. That's what I mean. This type of ending, normally I hate, but I didn't mind that ending. It's not really disturbing. Some people say it's as disturbing as Emily perpetrate of a serial killer. I felt that was more disturbing, the fact it was also a true story. And there's a lot of other video nasties out there what definitely live up that name, video nasty. And this occasion, I'd say a bit of a slasher. Yeah, it's a slow burn, but when it gets going, it definitely gets going. It's definitely a hard one to watch in a disturbing sense, but like I just said, there's a lot of films out there a lot worse than this, a hell of a lot worse. And the funny thing is, I did see it on YouTube. I don't know if it's still there, uncut. The picture quality wasn't the best. You could definitely go, it was of an old VHS rip, definitely the uncut one. I'd give it an average rating out of curiosity. If you're curious of the Unhinged, you sort of like films like The Last House on the Left, you sort of like the Texas Chainsaw sort of feel, you sort of like films in that sort of vein, what's disturbing and fucked up. I go for an average rating out of curiosity. Don't expect Oscar-worthy acting, but as video nasties, as horror movies with a slow burn, a slow build up, it's definitely worth the rate. I go for it for that. So that was The Unhinged, shot in 1982. Yeah, it's not a bad one. If you can still find it on YouTube, hopefully uncut. The picture quality is not the best. It's a VHS rip, but if you want to see it in its sat, if you still got it, I would definitely go for it. Unhinged, 2-star rating. Put into them. Be smart. Be safe. See you later.